Coca-Cola is one of the most secretive recipes in the world. People have spent absolutely years trying to clone it. In fact, this guy did take a year.
While the flavor is as close as I could get to Coke after a year of trying, there is still room for perfection.
Yes, that is seriously impressive. A whole year. I've actually only got an afternoon because I'm going to go see the Matilda musical tonight. You might think I'm actually sponsored by Coca-Cola, and I'm not. In fact, I can say this is probably one of the worst cookbooks I've ever had. And also, I didn't really have Coca-Cola until I was 13, and I'm not like a massive fan of it. But hey ho, I know what it tastes like, and we're going to do our best to clone it. £2.15 this cost me.
That's ridiculous.
And do you like Coke?
No, absolutely not. It's dreadful.
You don't like it at all?
I don't like it at all.
Right, this is going to be good. So what's the plan? We haven't got a year, we've got a couple of hours. Well, we're going to make a couple of different versions, including using one of these handy kitchen gadgets. Yes, the classic SodaStream. I've actually borrowed this from my mother-in-law, so thank you, Leslie. Yeah, I'd like to think that I've paid the rental cost in tiramisu brownie. Now, despite me not being that keen on Coke, I have seen some videos of like the original style diners and stuff still doing it to these days. I think there's a couple in London that do it, loads in America, like pumping the syrup in, stirring it all up like some sort of art form. And it is that base syrup that we need to kind of nail. And especially when you look at the ingredients on this bottle, and of course, this is just from the UK, but every country has got their own version. A sparkling soft drink with plant extracts. Ingredients: carbonated water, sugar, colour E150D. I don't think I've got any of those in my kitchen. Acid, so phosphoric acid, natural flavourings. What the heck is a natural flavouring? Maybe not. Caffeine flavouring. Now that's a big one. And that is literally all it says on the bottle for the ingredients. And that bottle as well cost me £2.15. World's gone mad. Now there is a little bit of history with Coca-Cola. I've heard this on the grapevine. In fact, we'll get Hugo to verify this. Right, Hugo is our resident Coca-Cola historian that doesn't really like Coca-Cola and is also maybe using the computer to help.
So it wasn't actually invented as a soft drink. It was actually invented as a medicine for headaches, fatigue, and nervous disorders in 1886.
So it's like medicinal.
Yeah, and in its first year, it just sold 9 glasses a day for 5 cents a glass.
9 glasses a day and 5 cents.
That's it.
That makes my £2.15 suddenly feel like, wow, what is that, like $3? Oh my gosh.
Some crazy inflation there.
Yeah.
It originally contained coca leaf extract and traces of cocaine.
Yes, I did hear that. I don't really want to touch on that too much more than that, but like obviously we will not be adding that. We will be adding some sugar, you'll see that. I mean, that's the closest white powder we will use. So let me get this right. Coca-Cola, the coca in Coca-Cola is the cocaine.
Yes.
Okay, we're just going to hopefully make cola then, because you mentioned cola nuts, right?
Yes, so the cola bit is cola nuts.
Right, and I have actually ordered that for a recipe that we've seen, which is supposed to give it like the caffeine-y sort of vibes to it, although now they do use these sort of flavourings as an alternative, so we should be making the real deal, and we can even do a caffeine-free one. So just as a disclaimer, there wasn't people like sprinkling white powder into this for the cocaine thing, there was the coca leaf, right?
Indeed.
Which is basically where cocaine originates from. Yeah, in fact, to back that up, in the Coca-Cola cookbook, in Atlanta, Georgia, Dr. John Stith Pemberton, the pharmacist and inventor of medicines and beverage, made a fragrant caramel-coloured syrup in a brass pot kettle in his backyard. And it is the syrup that we're going to do first. And ironically, our first ingredient is a white powder. Yeah, so apparently we want to start off making this syrup, and this is some caster sugar from my house. A couple of little lumps here. This is, I say it from my house, I do have sugar in here. But as I find with most ingredients out here, Mrs. B tends to say, no, we're taking that in the house. I'm like, well, that was mine, doesn't matter, we kind of share. You just pinch a lot of my washing up liquid. That's probably the biggest thing that goes missing. Anyhow, light brown sugar. This is going to caramelize. Right, let's just get this down onto the hob to start to melt the sugar a little bit. Now, one thing I still can't get my head around is on this label, it says natural flavorings like we talked about. And I feel like that phrase is doing a lot of work. What are those natural flavorings? The only thing I can say is all the ingredients we're using here are natural. I know where they sort of come from. Well, the house, the supermarket. So hopefully we can do our best to clone it as best as possible, but also we can potentially do a caffeine-free version, as you'll see in a minute. So I'm just breaking this down. Looks a little bit like a sandpit with the two sugars mixing together, but it should start to melt in a bit. When was the last time you had Coca-Cola?
I'm not sure. Probably when I was like 6 and like I tried it when mum or dad got it.
Really? I mean, to be fair, thinking about it, I do like rum and Coke, so I have had Coke a fair bit, but just not in isolation. But then its flavours, you do get the caramel notes, there's a bit of citrus going on, very herbal, of course, as we've seen. Hugo's shaking his head.
Absolutely not, it's just dreadful.
This is going to be amazing, because like you might hate it,
Well,
no matter what this is. Yeah. But with the ingredients we've got coming up, it should actually taste potentially really nice and fresh. So we'll see, let's get this warmed up. Oh look, see, it's crystallising, breaking down, we're getting a little bit of sugar trails here. And the cool thing is, we are making a syrup base of the cola. So you talked about you don't like fizzy drinks growing up. I didn't either. I don't like beers, the carbonation, but with that flavouring, we can either add carbonated water or not. So we could try still cola.
I mean, I really like the cola bottles inside of Haribos, which is the cola flavour.
And ironically, what this looks a little bit like right now All right, there we go. That is actually all melted down. Look at it. If I was to have like a color swatch and go into like a decorator shop for some paint, that would literally be Cola Brown. I mean, that's pretty good, right? It's quite close. So next up, we've got some water in here. Now, this is actually warm. If it was cold, it would probably freak out even more than it still could because we want to dilute down this syrup, apparently. So, oh, you're angry. Ooh. I am still here, honest. Guys, tell you, that is exceptionally hot. I boiled it like 5 minutes ago. I thought that would be hot enough, but as we've seen, sugar can be an angry thing in some way. I mean, it does look a bit like lumpy gravy at the moment, but we'll keep going. I guess all we're doing is taking out that intensity of the sugar. I just got to show you right now where we've added that in. It is warming up and breaking down, but I've kind of got like this, I don't know, giant blob. I mean, that's basically the sugar, but ultimately, yeah, we can see it is starting to break down now. And once we get that and it cools evenly, that should form the base of the syrup, which of course we're gonna flavor. All right, so about 5 minutes later, that blob with the heat has now broken down again. So maybe my warm water that I thought, I mean, the kettle hadn't boiled that long ago, was warm, must have shocked it and turned it into that big blob. Look at that. Oh, that color is great. It did look a bit red. There is a slight red. So along with our syrup, these are the flavorings that are gonna help make it hopefully be Coca-Cola-ish. I mean, I'm actually a bit more excited about this than I was. I'm hoping it tastes good. I mean, looking at this, it should. This is some ground coriander. This is a vanilla pod. We're gonna scrape the seeds out of that. Real intense flavor, so vanilla extract if you wish. Some ginger will give it some kick, and then 3 citrus fruits, lime, lemon, orange, zest and juice only to balance it all out and hopefully give us those natural flavorings. Yeah, I mean, the ingredients look pretty decent. Actually, on the subject of top secret recipes, remember we did the KFC video recently. The actual Etsy seller sent me a thank you message. So I don't know if you guys ordered a load of that seasoning mix. It went absolutely nuts for them. So I think you helped a small family business out. So nice one, guys. Okay, folks, so we start with the ginger. Little hack there we've seen before where if you get the back of a spoon and just scrape it off, it's so good. There's so many hacks for ginger. In fact, a little hack that I sometimes do in the supermarket, I didn't do it because this was a nice sort of size. Sometimes they sell it in a basket in big pieces like this. Just snap it off because then when you weigh it at the till, you just get, well, how much you need. You're not left with a load of ginger sat around. That said, if this is the real deal, I might be converted to making homemade cola all the time. All right, yes, that's nicely skinned, and I'm just gonna take a couple of slithers of this because it will pack a punch. We are gonna strain it, but I don't know, I don't want it to taste like ginger ale. Yep, ginger is there. Now, this is a vanilla pod. They are expensive, but I mean, no expense spared when you're trying to battle against a bottle of Coke in the supermarket anyway. Have you ever seen a vanilla pod?
No, actually.
Right, watch this, right? You get a spoon, so a little bit like the ginger. Now that I've made a slice down it, just push it slowly along here. And that, see that?
Wow.
That's the seeds from vanilla, right?
Never knew that.
Yeah, you can like infuse that in milk and stuff. Like, in fact, maybe we will infuse it too, but have a smell of that.
Oh, that's just really premium vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
So is that like the black bits that are in vanilla ice cream then?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, this is our version of cocaine. I mean, it's very expensive, but that is the good stuff. So actually, yeah, for the time being, let's get the ginger in there. Let's just push that vanilla in there too. And I'm not going to stick the pod carcass in there because that could infuse it a lot. And like I say, ultimately make it vanilla Coke. Or, sorry, cola. But also we can get that coriander in there also. Here we go. And I feel like I said also about 800 times then. Sorry. Let's just let them get to know each other. And we are going to filter this, don't worry. I've got a skid mark of vanilla pod there, but anyhow, we will zest first of all, so the lime and the orange. In you go. I mean, okay, like lumps of ginger aside, some of you might like that, but the idea of like a chunky cola might be quite appealing to some. All right, so I've already got my orange juice in. I'm now doing the lemon. I managed to blast orange all over the camera, so it's in there. That's all you need to know. But here's the lemon juice. Lovely stuff. That's gonna pack a punch, isn't it? This sort of weird skin filming here other than the syrup. Yeah, so the orange is in there, the lemon's in there, now the lime. Lime is my favorite. Lime, Coke, and some spiced rum. I think there's some nice vanilla notes in the spiced rum. I blooming love that stuff. The lime juice goes in. It doesn't smell like cola, actually. It smells good. Look, homemade cola base mix.
Mmm, it looks lovely.
But remember, this is caffeine-free base mix. We are going to add that in separately. Look at that ginger floating around in there having a good time. Look, we've got like the vanilla floating around here, so we can break that up. It's just hanging out together. I've even got a pip from one of the citrus fruits. It'll all get strained. Let's just let it infused. This is really fun.
Why has it got bits in it?
It has got bits in it because that is the flavourings. That is the natural flavourings, remember? Shh. That's what the natural flavourings. All right, I just want to give you a little update. There is some sort of foamy skin coming to the top. I think that's the citrus fruit doing its thing. I can't see the coriander anymore. The ginger seems to have dispersed, and it does smell absolutely delicious. All right, so here we go. We've got a sieve, but I've also got a little bit of strainer cloth here, which is a little bit more fine. And I am just going to carefully start to pour that mixture through. It is catching quite a lot of stuff. I want to grab the camera and show you, but I'm very scared. In fact, you can probably see better than I can if there's anything coming out of that right now. It's not spilling over, so I think we are slowly getting there. Oh, yeah, it is as well, isn't it? Oh, amazing. Yeah, just to show you folks, this has caught some serious stuff. I think most of the coriander, and that was ground stuff as well. We could always have got the seeds and just like ground it ourselves. And yeah, that's looking pretty darn smooth. Happy with that. And that is only half of it as well. I'm just finding though, it is getting clogged up just where it's catching stuff like the coriander and the zest and things. There we go, folks. This is a very exciting angle, isn't it? You can see it slowly dripping, but if I just brush it a bit with the spatula, hopefully you can see, I mean, maybe you can't see a thing, that the pace has accelerated a little bit. Well, there you go. Look at all of this. There's some lumps of ginger in there, a load of spice and zest. It smells quite nice, actually, and quite similar to what we were left with in the pan earlier. And we should be left with a nice, oh, wow. That's pretty good, actually. That is pretty darn decent. Our base syrup, which I am 100% going to try. Oh, that actually tastes like cola. It tastes like a more like lemony Haribo. Hang on a sec, it's just telling me I've got to reduce this down even more. Right, here we go. Well, we can see now, look how smooth that is, but yes, that really did have a kick, but I know, that's a great idea. Let's reduce it down even more to increase that intensity. Why not? All right, brilliant. This is simmering down. I'm gonna leave this. Hugo, you keep an eye on that for me, mate?
Yeah, we'll do.
Because the Kola Nut thing?
Kola Nut.
Kola Nut stuff has arrived so we can caffeine up. Not that I feel like I need it right now. Nice one, Hugo. It is not simmered down, thank you. Ooh.
No worries.
It smells brilliant in here, but in here, there should be some syrup for our SodaStream and the Kola Nuts. Oh my gosh, I was about to show you, like, the Kola Nuts have arrived. They're whole. You can get them, so they're ground, which I really wish we did. This is starting to foam over. It has reduced down. Everything's fine. Okay, so I only need 2 teaspoons of Kola Nut powder, and these things look aggressive. They look like burnt walnuts. This is gonna take a while. I really do wish I got the powder now, but if anything exciting happens, I'll let you know. Other than that, brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, folks, that has taken me absolutely ages. The powder was gonna take about 3 weeks to arrive, but this is it. I've ground it down, and I think if I sieve this, I should have enough. All right, trusty sieve over a plate, and all I want is some of it. Oh my God, it's still like rocks. Oh, there we go. There's some gravel. I needed 2 teaspoons. Actually, to be fair, I think I've got it. There we go. Happy times. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay, so again, this is still warm, but we need about 60 milliliters. Oh, wow, you can see how much that's thickened up. So about there should be enough to have a caffeine-free option syrup. Now, the rest, we're gonna take our Kola Nut stuff that we just ground down. I'm gonna have to sieve this again, and this time I'll do another low heat. We'll infuse it in with this syrup. Ooh. That smells like a tree. All right, that has actually kind of like gone in there a little bit more. It's a bit more friendly now, all good. I'll give it about 5 minutes to kind of infuse a little bit. We're back to the news desk.
So Kola Nuts are caffeine-rich seeds of evergreen cola tree. They are widely chewed for their stimulant effects and contain more natural caffeine than coffee.
Sorry, you got me with 2 things there. There's a cola tree. I've just got this vision of a tree that looks like a cola bottle, and I can chew that thing?
Yes, they are widely chewed for their stimulant effects. They contain more natural caffeine than coffee.
I don't know, Hugo. I feel like this is why penicillin was invented. That genuinely looks like some sort of horn.
If this hurts you, don't sue me.
Well, I don't want to bite it. I think I'll just leave it there for a bit. That's very, very, very hard. That smells like a tree. This tastes like a tree. I'll keep you posted. In like 5 minutes, and this hasn't softened at all. I'm gonna just drain this off.
So, in many West African countries, the cola nuts hold immense cultural and spiritual importance. It is used as a gesture of hospitality to welcome guests at ceremonies like weddings or funerals and used in spiritual rituals.
Spiritual rituals? Or I could give someone this for a wedding gift.
Yes. So, fresh cola nuts have a very bitter and just off texture.
Tastes like a walnut.
Yeah, they're often chewed slowly to get a sustained energy boost.
Well, because I'm never going to finish it.
But when dried, the taste becomes much milder with an aroma similar to nutmeg.
I'm not getting that at the moment. It feels like I've just eaten like a play area of bark. All right, behold our decaffeine syrup. It's actually a little bit thicker, a bit cooler now than the one that's just been strained with added koala nut or whatever it was. So this goes up here. Does it lock in or? Oh, it's there. And then 2 long presses.
I don't think you've locked it in.
Haven't I? Oh gosh. I've never used this SodaStream like this before. Does that get?
Push it up and lock it in.
How does it? Well, I think I've carbonated it anyway. But...
Yeah, up and then just like twist it in. It's got like a bottle thing at the top.
Oh, like a proper.
Yeah, it's got like a lid.
Oh. That's better. That needs more gas. Oh, well, we heard that. I'm actually not a huge fan. Oh, there's smoke coming off of it.
Wow, that's carbonated. Wow, that's awesome. What a great machine.
The only time I've used a SodaStream was some very strange things with Stuart Ashen.
It was a big pump, Barry.
But this, I gotta tell you, that really does smell. That smells like cola so much more than whatever we've done. I will say, I don't need too much, but I've got the measuring cap with it, and that does look a little bit like motor oil, but again, a little bit of movement to it, not perfectly thick. Here we go. In you go, mate. Okay, hello, cola. Oh, look at the bubbles. It's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Quick, Charlie, burp. I don't know if I really want to shake it too much. Boom. There you go. How easy was that? Right, that's the bodged version. All right, so we're gonna go for the still now. Unfortunately, I am gonna have to use a much lower ratio of the syrup to water. So in terms of cost, that's not really great. I mean, if I put more water in, I guess it would go like paler. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that color. I think I made homemade Fanta. So this is our still one. Some carbonated water for both the caffeinated. There you go, syrup, get in there. That is, look how syrupy that is. All right, in you go, my friend. Fizz away. I don't really want to shake this, but we've got a little bit of slack. Look, I don't want to shake this up too much. Okay, look at the bubbles though, look. Hey, this is angry. Like I'm making moonshine. And in goes our non-caffeinated version. I'll shake it so gently or it's gonna explode. I think we'll try this one first, but that color, it's murky. I'm so tempted to get the dyes out, and part of me feels like there is some of that going on, you know. I gave myself an afternoon, let the Coke, no, not the Coke, let the cola taste test commence. Just before we test this though, if you'd like to support the running cost of the channel, we've recently refreshed our Patreon and also brought in YouTube memberships. It's the same price, you can pick either platform that you prefer. Loads of different perks like this, including birthday shout-outs, behind the scenes videos. In fact, if you saw that, you would realize that I've just done a huge dance to the Matilda musical, and that's all I've got to say about that. Consider supporting the channel if you wish. Let's try this. I've ever been to someone's house at Christmas and they've kind of like run out of cutlery and you just give you what they got. Well, that's kind of here in the garden kitchen today. They've got this Star Wars character that we got from Disney World, BB-8.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coca-Cola is in that. We know what it's like. My camera lens mug, I've just put the SodaStream syrup one in there. So, this is the still one. So we should get like literally no, well, that looks like it could be tropical juice. But then, so will these two. Possibly my favorite one out of all. Here is our caffeinated one. Oh, there's still a bit of fizz in that. Awesome. And the decaf, wow, did you hear that? I think I owe my mother-in-law a gas bottle or whatever they are. Right, hope you're thirsty. I mean, that is Coke. Okay, Coca-Cola. Still. Ooh, I mean, the fact that it's still, it's overriding all of the taste. It does taste a bit like caramel juice. I really like that. I've got to try this syrup one as well. Oh, gosh. That actually does taste like a camera lens. And I could have diluted that more. I went a bit crazy on that one. That is gorgeous. That is not Coke. That tastes like an iced tea. I know it's weird. I've shared with you before. I don't like tea that much, but iced tea with that infusion of flavors? The little spank of carbonation as well. But maybe there's a bit too much caffeine in it for me. Let's try the decaf. It actually does taste slightly different, actually. It tastes slightly less foresty than that one. Okay, I have my opinion, but I will also offer Hugo the chance for Coke redemption. No, Cola redemption, sorry.
Right, let's just go down. This is the still one. That is very sweet. Yeah. Okay. Right. That was interesting.
So what do you think?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because they don't taste like Coke.
They don't. I think I need more than an afternoon to make one.
But that tastes incredibly sweet, like caramel juice, like you said.
Yeah, it's like that's the sugary caramel tones definitely driven in there.
That one tastes pretty good, actually. Oh, and it's more enjoyable than that. That tastes just dreadful.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'm gonna say great job, but you've invented something that's nicer. So actually, good job inventing something nicer.
I should try and release this myself. I'll just call it Koala Nuts. So folks, Cola is something you want to see me try for a very long time. I've had lots of requests, even like clear cola and stuff like that. I just wanted to have an attempt in an afternoon, and it's been fun. It's been enlightening. I've enjoyed it, and I would say, I think personally, maybe a little bit like Hugo, the still one, there is a real nice flavour. The lack of carbonation, you like really home in on those flavours. If you like Coke, I'm sure you would prefer that still out of all of that. Although the syrup one from SodaStream, bleh. But this, yeah, cheers. Now, of course, folks, if you don't want it to look like an Orangina, here is some black food dye. Gosh. Oh, I'm surprised that cork didn't fly off. Yeah, it tastes good. It's just missing that medicinal vibe, you know?